Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Jason, and today's episode is a fun one. We're diving into a question that a lot of people secretly wonder about.
And I'm Maya. Today's big question is, can you actually learn English just by using memes and TikTok? I mean, they're everywhere, funny videos, viral challenges, meme trends, but can they really help you improve your English skills?
It sounds crazy at first, right? Because when we think of learning English, we usually imagine textbooks, grammar exercises, serious stuff. But more and more people are saying they pick up real language skills just by scrolling through social media.
Exactly. Memes and TikToks are packed with slang, modern expressions, cultural references, all the stuff you don't usually find in traditional classes. It's fast, it's real-life English, and it's a lot more fun than sitting through a 3-hour grammar lecture.
Totally. But the big question is it enough? Can you really rely on memes and TikToks to build solid speaking, listening, and even understanding skills? Or do you still need to combine it with more traditional study methods?
We're going to break it all down today, what works, what doesn't, and how you can actually use these unconventional methods to boost your English without feeling like you're studying at all.
Yep, because learning doesn't always have to feel hard or boring. Sometimes, the most powerful lessons come when you're just having fun and laughing at a silly video.
So, let's start with memes. Memes are usually short, right? 1 or 2 sentences, maybe a funny picture. But they are full of modern slang, jokes, and cultural references. If you understand a meme, it usually means you understand a lot about the culture behind the language.
Exactly. For example, think about a meme that says, "Me, I'm gonna study early." Also me, starts binge watching Netflix. It's funny, but it's also packed with real English phrases like gonna, binge watching, and also me, which are used all the time in real conversations.
Right? And because memes are short and punchy, they actually train you to understand English quickly. You have to get the joke fast, there's no time to overthink. So, it builds your instinct for how English really sounds when it's natural.
And it's not just vocabulary, it's tone too. You learn sarcasm, exaggeration, humor, all the emotional layers that textbooks don't really teach.
Now, what about TikTok? TikTok's even more interesting, because it's full of short videos where people actually speak, not perfect, scripted English, but messy, real, natural English.
Exactly. You hear different accents, different speaking speeds, and so many types of expressions. Plus, you can find specific learning communities on TikTok, like English Learning TikTok, where teachers break down idioms, slang, pronunciation tips, all in quick videos.
Yeah. Some creators even act out real-life conversations, like ordering coffee or making small talk at a party. You can watch those and immediately get a sense of the rhythm and flow of a real conversation.
And because TikTok is visual and fast, it's perfect for people who get bored easily. You're constantly exposed to English without even realizing you're learning. It's like studying without feeling like you're studying.
But of course, there's a catch. Memes and TikTok videos are amazing for vocabulary, listening, and cultural understanding, but they won't teach you structured grammar or writing skills in a deep way.
Yeah, if your goal is to pass an English exam or write a professional essay, you'll still need traditional practice too, like grammar books, writing exercises, maybe speaking practice with a tutor.
Exactly. Think of memes and TikToks like vitamins. They boost your skills in a fun way, but they're not your whole meal. You need a mix, a little bit of serious learning, and a lot of fun practice too.
And honestly, that balance is what keeps people motivated. If you only study grammar rules every day, you might burn out. But if you add a little TikTok or memes into your routine, learning feels lighter, faster, and way more enjoyable.
Plus, you stay connected to real, modern English, not textbook English from 20 years ago. You know how people actually talk today.
And that's the goal, right? To not just know English, but to live it, to feel it, and to use it naturally in your everyday life.
Another cool thing about learning through memes and TikTok is the repetition. Because some memes go viral and you see them over and over again with small variations, it actually helps you remember the phrases without even trying.
Yeah, it's like spaced repetition but hidden inside entertainment. You laugh at a meme today, you see a remix of it tomorrow, you hear a reference to it in a TikTok next week, and before you know it, that expression is stuck in your brain.
Exactly. And it's also super useful for learning the emotion behind words. You don't just learn what "I'm dead" means, you feel the humor in it when people use it to say something's hilarious.
That's such a good point. Because understanding English isn't just about translating words, it's about understanding the feeling behind the words, and memes and TikToks do that so naturally.
And we haven't even talked about trends yet. Following English-speaking TikTok trends is actually a smart strategy for practicing your listening skills. You get to hear how native speakers play with language, how they tell stories, how they deliver punchlines.
Totally. Like those storytelling challenges, tell me you're a student without telling me you're a student. Those trends force people to use creative expressions, and as a learner, you pick up so many natural phrases just by watching.
And it makes you more comfortable using English creatively too. Not just following textbook sentences, but playing with the language, joking, being flexible, which is such an important part of fluency.
Definitely. And it's encouraging because you realize fluency isn't about being perfect, it's about communicating real meaning in a natural way, even if you make a few mistakes.
Exactly. Mistakes don't matter nearly as much as people think. It's about connecting with people, sharing a laugh, understanding a joke, feeling part of the conversation.
And memes and TikTok are built for that, sharing, connecting, laughing together. It's basically the perfect playground for practicing your English skills in a low-pressure way.
Another great thing about using memes and TikTok is how they're constantly evolving. You can never really be done learning. There's always a new meme, a new trend, or a new phrase that's becoming popular. It keeps your English learning experience fresh, dynamic, and aligned with current language trends.
Right. It's like you're always in the loop. Memes and TikToks are like living documents of what's happening in the world right now, so you're learning English as it's spoken in the present.
And think about how this helps with cultural understanding too. You're not just learning the language, you're learning the culture, the context behind the phrases, the jokes. It's a deeper level of understanding, because language and culture go hand in hand.
Exactly. You can learn phrases like, "it's giving," or "no cap" from TikTok and instantly feel like you're part of a certain group or community. It's the power of being social with language learning, instead of isolating it into rigid textbook rules.
Right? It helps you learn the social side of language, how people use words to build connections, express humor, or even express frustration. It's not just about grammar or vocabulary, it's about how people use language in their everyday lives.
And this leads to something important. By practicing with these methods, you're not just learning to speak English, you're learning to think in English. You're absorbing the rhythm, the tone, the patterns, the pauses that native speakers use, which helps you sound more natural when you speak.
Exactly. At the end of the day, the point of learning any language isn't just to know it, it's to live it. And using memes and TikTok is one of the most fun and effective ways to immerse yourself in the language, to be part of the culture, and to feel like you're really speaking English.
So while we always recommend adding traditional methods to your language learning routine, there's no harm in embracing these modern, fun approaches as well. They make the process less stressful and, honestly, a lot more enjoyable.
One thing to remember, though, is that while memes and TikTok can help with slang, cultural references, and conversational English, they don't always teach you formal English. So, if you're aiming for business communication or academic English, you'll still need to focus on those areas separately.
That's a great point. While learning slang and modern expressions is useful, understanding how to structure a formal email or speak at a professional meeting is a different skill. But you can still use the casual language you pick up on TikTok or memes to make your everyday conversations feel more natural.
Exactly. It's about balance. Integrate the informal, fun learning methods with more structured study, and you'll have a well-rounded approach to mastering English.
And the best part? You can do it anywhere. You're not tied down to a classroom or a computer. Your English practice is happening all around you, whether you're scrolling through TikTok, laughing at a meme, or catching up on viral trends.
Exactly. It's so flexible, and it's something that doesn't feel like a chore. You're learning without even realizing it, and that's honestly one of the best ways to improve any skill.
So, while memes and TikTok may not be the whole answer, they are definitely a powerful part of the puzzle. They give you the freedom to practice English in a way that feels natural, entertaining, and interactive.
And what's even cooler is that when you start picking up on these modern expressions and slang from TikTok or memes, you get to show off your English skills in a way that feels current. It's like you're on the pulse of what people are actually saying.
Exactly, Maya. It's a way to prove that your English isn't just textbook English, it's living English. You're connecting with others through language in a more dynamic way, which is exactly what fluency is all about.
And don't forget, these unconventional methods can also help you build your confidence. When you see a funny meme, or watch a TikTok video, and understand all the references, it's a little victory. It builds your confidence in using the language in real-world situations.
Totally. You start realizing that English isn't something to be afraid of. It's just a tool you use to understand, communicate, and have fun. And the more you engage with it in different ways, whether through memes, TikToks, or casual conversations, the easier it gets.
That's the beauty of it, right? English becomes less of a challenge and more of something that's integrated into your daily life. And that makes it so much more enjoyable.
For sure. So, while there's no magic shortcut to learning English, using memes and TikTok as part of your routine can make the journey feel a lot more fun and natural.
And think about how this can make you more adaptable. The language you use in a meme or TikTok may change depending on who you're talking to, right? So, this flexibility helps you understand how English can vary across different contexts.
Exactly. 1 minute, you're using slang, the next, you might be speaking more formally. The more you expose yourself to both casual and formal English, the better you'll be at switching between them smoothly.
And that's a skill you need for real-world conversations, especially if you want to sound natural, no matter the setting. Imagine being able to switch from cracking a joke with a friend to giving a professional update at work, all in fluent English.
That's the dream, right? And with these non-traditional methods like memes and TikToks, you're not just learning vocabulary, you're also learning social English. It's about picking up on cultural references, humor, and ways of expression that make your speech flow more naturally.
Exactly. Learning through humor, or viral trends, is also a great way to engage with a global community. People from different backgrounds might use the same phrases or jokes, creating a shared experience that transcends language barriers.
It makes you feel part of something bigger. And when you're part of a community, you're more motivated to keep learning, keep improving, and keep engaging with the language. It's all about those little wins that keep you going.
So, don't underestimate the power of memes and TikTok. While they are fun and light-hearted, they can actually be a huge part of your learning journey. They keep you engaged, connected, and always learning new ways to use English in a real-world context.
And let's not forget about how TikTok and memes introduce you to different accents and ways of speaking, especially with global creators. For example, you might learn to recognize slang from different English-speaking countries like the UK, Australia, or the US, and understand how English can change depending on where it's spoken.
That's a huge bonus. You're not just getting one version of English, you're getting a more diverse view of how the language is used around the world. It helps with listening skills too, because you're hearing multiple accents, dialects, and colloquialisms in action.
Right, and hearing these different variations of English can also make you feel less intimidated when you meet people from all over. You're more prepared to understand regional differences and nuances, so you're not caught off guard when someone says something unexpected.
Exactly. And it's also about familiarity. The more you hear these different accents and expressions, the less unfamiliar they become. You start to get comfortable with the way English sounds in different contexts, whether it's a fast-paced TikTok video or a casual meme caption.
And there's no pressure to be perfect. When you're watching memes or TikToks, you're engaging with the language in a relaxed environment. Mistakes or misunderstandings don't feel as daunting because you're learning through entertainment and humor.
That's the beauty of it. You're not in a classroom or facing a test, you're just learning and having fun at the same time. And those little moments of aha, when you finally get a joke or meme. That's a win.
Totally. Plus, it keeps you motivated. When you start noticing how much you understand, how you can follow along with these viral trends or participate in meme culture, it gives you a confidence boost. It shows you that you're really improving.
Exactly, Jason. Learning English through memes and TikToks may seem unconventional, but it's an exciting, engaging way to immerse yourself in the language. It makes learning fun, interactive, and ever-evolving.
And as we've seen today, combining these modern methods with traditional learning tools can truly enhance your fluency. It's not about choosing one over the other, it's about integrating both into your language journey.
So, if you're looking for new ways to make learning English feel more natural and enjoyable, try diving into the world of memes and TikTok. You'll be surprised at how much you can learn while having fun.
Remember, language learning isn't just about memorizing words or following grammar rules. It's about engaging with the culture, expressing yourself, and connecting with others. And if memes and TikToks help you do that, then why not embrace them?
That's all for today's episode. Thanks for joining us. We hope this conversation has inspired you to try out some new, creative ways of learning English.
Stay motivated, keep exploring, and remember, language learning can be as fun as you make it. Catch you next time.